Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin That Rumor, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I am so excited every single time I talk to my dear friend. I want for him to reintroduce himself, his first and last name, and all he's up to.
Cheldin, I'm Louis Bezich, men's health advocate, contributing writer to phillyvoice.com, and the author of Crack the Code, 10 proven secrets that motivate healthy behavior and inspire fulfillment in men over 50. How are you?
I'm so good. I am so good. I'm so excited to be chatting with you. It has been an exciting couple weeks. Those that
Yeah.
follow, fan, and like us know that we are based here on the East Coast. Southern New Jersey is where we are really housed and headquartered, which means that we are deep Eagles fans. So I'm super excited about chatting about this today. What do you have for us?
Well, what I have is a really interesting connection. So we're all, as you said, we're all Eagles fans, just excited and all aglow in our region about the Eagles Super Bowl victory. Couldn't get any better. But did you know that there is a connection? The science tells us that there's a connection between fandom and our behavior and ultimately our health. Yes, it makes a difference, and it makes a difference if you win or you lose. So it's quite exciting, and it's something to be learned from, because now with the big Super Bowl win, I would suggest to you that it could have implications to help folks out there who have struggled with, jump starting their healthy behaviors, their diet and exercise regimen, to maybe get going, because our own Eagles really, who started off the season with a little bit of we were 2-2 at one point and it didn't look so good. And that was back in September. And then by February, we're Super Bowl champs. So it's really interesting.
Oh, it's so interesting. And I think that, we were talking a little bit even before we started recording about fandom in general. One, if you're an Eagles fan, you got to be committed. My husband and I were chatting and we were like, our children only know the winning Eagles, right? Our children only know those that go to the playoffs, those that are part of championship teams.
Yeah.
We know a different story, right? And those of us that are loyal fans know the trials and tribulations of being a fan. But I think that there's something really exciting about looking forward to the season, looking forward to the game, going to the games, watching the games. Is that what you mean in its simplest form about keeping us engaged and excited about what it is that we're looking forward to that's outside of ourselves, outside of our family, and really diving into sports?
Sure. Well, when you're a fan, there are implications, I'll say, for our mental health and our physical health. So let's start with the mental health.
Yeah.
On the mental health side, fandom is really good for us. It gives us a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
It gives us a good state of our psychological health. It can improve our self-esteem. It reduces anxiety. It can reduce loneliness, alienation. We feel less isolated because, as kind of intuitive, we feel part of a larger group of fans, and that's what really conveys some mental health benefits to it. So on the mental health side, really good. A small percent, about 2 to 3% of the population, the fans that sort of overdo it, maybe
Right.
watch sports more than 100 hours a week. Now that can be, have a negative implication. You can, maybe have performance problems on your job or neglect your loved one. So, we want to keep things in proportion here, but generally speaking, our fandom has great mental health benefits to all of those fans. Now, on the physical side, it's a little different, because the literature shows and the science shows us that generally fans don't lead a healthy lifestyle, particularly when it comes to their diet. Fans, the studies show, are less inclined to eat breakfast. They consume more fast foods. They consume more foods that are higher in fat more often. Less likely to eat vegetables, more likely to eat refined grains versus whole grains, and of course, no surprise, more likely to drink more alcohol. So,
No surprise. None at
kind
all.
of a downside there.
Processed foods, for us, it's a lot of cheesesteaks, a lot of soft
Yeah.
pretzels.
Yep.
You're right. I
Yep.
can't make any excuses. I look forward to indulging during that
Sure.
time. A lot of
Sure.
buffets, Super Bowl Sunday, for sure. So physicality, not so much, but mental healthness, right?
Yeah, exactly. But here's the clicker. Some studies through the Cleveland Clinic show that when your team wins, well, let's say, put it this way, when your team loses, 10% more calories, 16% you consume more saturated fat. And if it's a close game and you lose, those numbers get even worse.
Oh
But
my gosh.
on the
Yeah.
plus side, when your team wins, you will eat 5% fewer calories, 9% less saturated fat. So it seems as though winning motivates healthy behaviors. And
Winning.
that's why I say there's implications for our Eagles fans because, we've got a big victory here, so maybe it can jumpstart things.
Maybe it can jumpstart things. I absolutely love this, Ty, and you always find not only unique but really practical ways for people to really associate their well-being with what they love or what they're fixated on in the moment. We
Yes.
are huge Philadelphia Eagles fans, but I know that also you were talking about this as it relates to all different types of fandom, right? We have
Yep.
individuals who follow bands across the country who are looking forward to seeing live performances. Does it apply to that as well?
Absolutely, across the board, whether it's sports teams, whether it's concerts, whatever it is, think about it. It's that fandom that brings people together, a sense of purpose, a sense of community, if you will. So that's really good. Again, what we just need to do on the physical side is maybe control our diets. I argue that I lead a healthy lifestyle and I'm a fan, so it is possible out there. Don't drink the six pack, drink one or two beers, during the course of the game.
Exactly,
Unfortunately.
exactly. I think that that's really, I think it's encouraging. One, I think that being a fan occupies your mind in a number of different ways. We talk about things to look forward to so many
Yep.
times on this program. We talk about, even being fit to be able to be, to get on a plane to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, I
Yep.
think that there's some goals and objectives that lead along on that as well. And then also in the sports space, you find people throwing the ball around. You find people
Yep.
getting really excited,
Yep.
participating in little league sports or coaching little league sports. Just the love of the game, incorporating
Yep.
it into their lives in that way, I think is really, really super
Yeah,
fun.
no, there's all
Yeah.
sorts of literature out there. There's some studies that have been taking place over the last decade in Europe where soccer teams allowed their fans, on a selected basis to come in and use their facilities as part of a training program. And it was a sort of a government-sponsored program called Football Fans in Training. And they found that, again, that fan affinity motivated these guys that were otherwise not motivated to diet and exercise and work out together. So and the studies showed they lost more weight in control groups, et cetera. So again, there's all sorts of takeoffs that come from fandom and leveraging that motivation that's
I
really
love it.
inside of us all.
I love it. I love it. You always talk about not only, and we've talked about this many times on the show, but specifically as it relates to sports, for you, it's a family affair, right? Your sons
Yeah,
and to be able to do that. So oftentimes you're not a fan by yourself. You're a fan
absolutely.
with other people and you're surrounded by other people. That's equally important, correct?
Absolutely. That social motivation and that purpose, the reason, like you said before, you want to stay healthy so that you can go to the games and travel together. The Philly fans are noted for traveling well. And I've done trips across the country with my sons to go watch games and stuff. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of enjoyment, a lot of fulfillment. But again, the prerequisite, you've got to be healthy enough to do it.
You
So
gotta be
there's
healthy
the
enough.
motivation.
Listen, I don't need any more motivation except for the Philadelphia Eagles. We had such a great time. It's apparently been a very healthy week for all of us. So we're feeling
Yes.
really good about it. The parade was so much fun, and I loved how you incorporated the success of the Philadelphia Eagles into this
Right.
segment. If people want to get in touch with you, my dear friend, if they want to follow Fan and Like You, as I like to say, where do they
Right.
find that information?
On social media, Cheldin, they can get me at Louis Bezich. And of course, on my website, louisbezich.com, you can see what's going on in my world of healthy behavior.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. You need to run. Do your best to run to follow Fan and Like my dear friend. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. From all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Cheldin Barlett Rumor, and we will see you soon. Take care.